Bulavinaka, and welcome to our presentation from the University of South Pacific. This is from the Latoka campus for TS309 assignment part 2. Our group members for this assignment was Andi Laisani Grace Talatoka Tangilala, Edwina Pickering, and myself, Yolanda Vasulavu. Here on our next slide, we have our table of content. For the first, we will be seeing our overview, followed on by our target market, SWOT analysis, competitor analysis, marketing plan, distribution channels, potential challenges, our conclusion, and here we have our appendix where you'll get to see our interview with a hiker and the pictures of the site that he took on his visit there. And last but not least, our bibliography. Here in this slide, our overview, ecotourism, as we know, is any base of nature tourism. It holds much discussion for its ever-developing form, as in tourism, the involvement of the stakeholders, such as the landowners, tourists, business owners, government, and the environment leads to many changes in the law here. Therefore, it's always developing so that if ecotourism done properly may be able to sustain and preserve its natural resources. Here on our site in Lalatoka, Ambada Lodgings and Village Stay certainly proves that you can truly enjoy natural beauty without leaving a carbon footprint that eases the minds of our visitors. Our site, our bazaar, offers many activities, attractive deals to satisfy the adventurous needs, insufficient culture and land beauty. This assessment will showcase our business plan to accomplish and implement for locals as well as international tourists as soon as the borders are open and we are allowed to do so. Our stay at our wonderful resort that plans to wrap together our bullet spirit, our viticulture and vanua all in one site while holding true to our eco-conservation rights to sustain our natural resources. Here on our next slide, I'll be presenting for our target market. Our target market and why is it done? Our target market is mostly done to draw up the people that are likely to become our consumers and the people who the company wishes to sell its products and services to. Here the company operates to runs its marketing efforts towards, and it becomes a part of the total market for certain goods and services. In this case, the target market that we'd like to focus on is the age group of 25 to 44, outdoor enthusiasts, and baby boomers. As you can see on the figure on the left, the target group that we're aiming to focus on, the findings we also got. So here we see that the people from ages 25 to 44, it leans towards whether male or female, are likely to lean towards hiking and lodging. 30% are empty nesters or baby boomers, and the remaining 20% are outdoor enthusiasts. Moving on in our next slide, here in figure 2, the purpose and preferences. It can be said that there are those who are aged 25 to 44 seem like active hikers against the most obvious age group, which is 18 to 24. The baby boomers are those that are born from 1946 to 1964. Many may oppose the idea of having them as a targeted group for hiking and lodging for many reasons. However, it should be considered that they are financially stable, better educated, fascinated and eager towards novelty, drawn towards authentic experiences, such as experiencing culture in new places, in new countries. Like if you visit another place from your home, say we here in Fiji would like to visit places like South America, Mexico, Japan, and we'd like to have that authentic experience and escape. The last one is being healthy. In the recent years, boomers have been demonstrating that they are willing participants in new adventures and different forms of leisure, and are opting for more physically challenging, like adrenaline experiences, such as skydiving, mountain climbing, hiking, uh, and many other activities out there. However, it doesn't take the spotlight for the fact that the survey has found that most active hikers are in the age of 25 to 34. Outdoor enthusiasts are those who are drawn to outdoor activities such as biking, rafting, hiking, and so on. In this case, they are naturally drawn to anything that involves nature and are pulled towards these sort of things, whereby it gives them a sort of feeling such as spiritual renewal. Here in the next slide, we have a table for the reasons people will choose outside. First, we have crave for authenticity in the age group of 25 to 34, are one of our target markets. They are not much for authenticity but show interest in something new. Baby boomers, most of these baby boomers usually show interest in local cuisines, traditions, and culture. That is why we included some our activities to have a lot of cultural experiences, such as the village stay in our resort. Next is outdoor enthusiasts. They tend to look for more things that are extraordinary. Moving on, learning and sociability. In our first target market, ages 25 to 34, keep on these people keep on getting information out of the places they visit from. They mostly want to get information from these sites. Baby boomers, not so much, but like experiences in new things in terms of authenticity. Outdoor enthusiasts focus on escaping reality. Moving on, success and escape. Eager to test endurance and capacity for the ages 25 to 34, baby boomers most more of escaping than success. Outdoor enthusiasts allow them to experience things in a different place and time. The last but not the least, independence and personal travel. From the ages 25 to 34, be able to make decisions alone by oneself and to be alone as well. Baby boomers, they like to travel in more groups than being alone, rather than being independent and having that personal travel. Outdoor enthusiasts, they want to take these trips to be able to develop oneself in spiritual terms. So yes, they do independence and personal travel. Next on the slide, the reasons for hiking in Fiji. 1. The spectacular views with historical sites in Fiji levels large as rainforest and the backdrop of mountains. Second, the take of plunge into the waterfalls along the trek. There are more than 5 waterfalls on your way up to the mountain. Third, experience the culture and traditions of the local people. Yes, being part of the village stay is very good and it's a very unique experience, as you get to be part of a village and get to see what we Fijians get to do in our daily lives. In figure 3, the level of difficulty. Those aged 25 to 34 prefer the level of trail to be difficult rather than easy, but it's not to be on our side. You can experience uh, these different levels of difficulty, but as you get higher, it becomes more difficult. So there are other tracks you can try along the mountain so you can have a better experience according to your preferences. Moving on to figure 4, backdrop preferences. Most of the target markets will go for a different type of preference according to their backdrop. In our light green, we have coastal, that is 11%. Blue, we have the woods in 17%. Yellow, mountains in 61%, which is our winning backdrop preference. And dark green, desert location. According to this pie chart, it can be seen that many people have different preferences. And due to this, our target market has been achieved to hike at our site that has a mountain and many other natural resources along the way to your hike. As it can be said, Ambala is a set in a tropical wilderness of primeval rainforest and plunging waterfalls against a backdrop of dusky lava mountains. Here in our last slide for target market, in figures 5, we have our hikers inspiration. In blue we have nature, orange fitness, gray we have social, and in yellow we have alpine. As we can see here, the most winning inspiration for most hikers is nature. So these people, they usually choose nature to be close to its natural resources, and some for fitness reasons and other reasons stated here in our pie chart. In our chart here seen in figures 5 for hikers inspiration, it can be seen that one of the most vital factors that influences a customer or group in their choices has here it is seen that they will choose it and based on its popularity as we see it in most of the threads. Word of mouth, past visuals, and past destinations is critically analyzed as well as when making our choices. Most people want to go what other people go for. Like if a friend of ours would go there and then spread it through word of mouth or through their social media accounts, most of us will want to join as well. It can be said that the relationship is formed and a certain kind of inherent trust factor is brought upon when doing as such. It is important to include and consider these factors that influence our target markets. Some of the mentionable factors are as follow. 1. Our value of money, the cost of the adventure. 2. Services, amenities that are provided. 3. Difficulty of the track or destination. And 4. The online popularity. All these factors come into play when you're choosing a destination, especially when you're valuing of money. Your adventure to a new place will be costly, but your experiences that you'll gain is much more. Services and amenities. You must ensure that the place you're going to are able to serve you and give you the right preferences you want while staying at a place that you have chosen. Here on our next slide, we have our SWOT analysis. Why is a SWOT analysis done? It is more often used as a tool to determine our internal and external environments in the organization or company. When people usually use SWOT analysis, it's mainly to assess what we can do in our company to make it better and for it to increase our value in the market as well. It helps not only strategic planning but also decision making processes as well, as it highlights the opportunities, our strengths, our weaknesses, opportunities, and our threats. Here in our next slide, we'll be assessing our SWOT analysis, starting off with our first figure, which is strength. First is geological location. It's while choosing our sites, we mostly assess our geological location, so we can include not also the natural resources but how we can fix our resort as well as close to the local community. Second point, Ambada is located approximately 30 minutes away from our town. It has a rainforest which is said to be located in a guideless setting. It is said its range of tracks that are along its volcanic mountains, pristine green forests, and grasslands are in shades of yellow. It consists of historical sites and breathtaking views. Near our valley, that is close to Mount Coreniato, which is 16 meters from Lotoka, Ambada is a place of a tropical outback and primordial rainforest. It's back and sits on many waterfalls. The last point, the manager, Polyasikumbu, states that the wildlife, flora, and fauna that greets trekkers leave many newcomers in awe. Moving on to our weaknesses, the camping. One of the rules that are stated in for the villages there, camping is not permitted for outsiders. Visitors are not allowed to camp anywhere or near it. Camping is seen as part of domestic tourism, and though the villages have come up with alternatives such as camping is a part of the outdoor hospitality industry, allowing this to happen while with by creating new opportunities for camping grounds. It is not ready to facilitate larger crowds, and the rooms are not sufficient to cater for large groups. Next point, competition with other hiking and lodging organizations, as we'll come to that in our competitor analysis. Moving on, it lacks basic necessities such as there's no maps, there's no tracking, the tracks are not given up on the maps as you go up to Ambata. It is mostly guided by the villagers who know their way through the mountain, and it lacks basic infrastructure as it is limited at the site. Moving on to our next slide, we'll be going over the opportunities and the threats. In the opportunities, we can see that there are a lot of opportunities for the villagers for employment. And then second point is that local community could use this form of income in creating a channel to appreciate efforts of the local community in gardening its environment. This can also award the villagers for keeping their natural resources in such a way that it is preserved and conserved, not only just for the flora, but also for the fauna as well. Also, moving on to the next point, looking at the other tourism activities or plans that includes all hands on deck kind of experience. Example, sporting activities, traditional cooking demonstration, traditional massage, and spa, and so forth. Next is it enhances the opportunities here. You can enhance the geological features or landscape, such as viewing platforms or buildings to cater larger groups. Also, train the community in matters that concern tourism and its management. It's very important for the local community to know about tourism and how it can be used as a form of income, especially in our site in Ambada. Last point in opportunities, it provides a more detailed and profound hiking and water trail. This is very true. As you're going up our site, the track, you get to see many waterfalls, a lot of nature as you go and immerse yourself, not into nature, but also the cultural importance of that site. Also, moving on to our next part of our SWOT analysis, which is threats. First point, mass tourism. This may risk or peril endemic species because of the habitat disturbance. Moving on, possible environmental issues. This can such as soil erosion, pollution, and noise pollution as well. Because when you set up a resort, you expect tourists to make a lot of noise, such as outdoor barbecues. These create disturbances for not only for other tourists but also for the villagers who live close by. Third, increase in competition may result in better ecotourism from other or neighboring areas. Last but not least, with the implementation of a wrong marketing strategy, it may result in a downside threat to the villages and its community. However, it should propose a more accurate marketing strategy that supports the introduction of ecotourism and management. Yes, without a proper plan, it may damage not only the business but also those around it, especially the villagers. Competitor analysis. Why is a competitor analysis done? The reason for this is so that we can assess the market, companies that are similar to us, so that we can assess their strengths and weaknesses, so we can properly finalize a plan to attract more tourists to our site and increase our functionality. Our competitors, we have 10 listed in this slide, and these competitors are here in Fiji as they promote sustainable tourism throughout the entire resort. Starting off with Pamela Farms Oceanfront Resort, Royal Duvui Island Resort, Koroi Sand Resort, Mangai Beach Eco Surf Resort, Matava Resort, Matnivusi Eco Beach Resort, Namosi Eco Retreat, Doloi Suva Rainforest Eco Resort, Papangano Resort, Six Senses. Moving on to our next slide, this is Yolanda presenting for the resto competitor analysis. Here we have on this slide we have our competitor strength and competitor weakness. In the first point for strength, we see that many tourists flock to those resorts that have certificated awards and for their productivity and resort facilities that proves to be sustainable, such as Matava Resort for winning the awards in the such as the Environment Local Sustainability Award, Aeon Fiji Excellence in Tourism Awards. Second point, its location truly utilizes its natural resources such as rainforests, beaches, oceans, and mountains, such as Toloi Suva, which it truly utilizes its rainforest and water resources, so that people who come and visit their site truly enjoy what they have to offer in general. Third, its location. So Dalai Suva is close to Suva, our capital. As we know, Suva is a bustling city, and many people want to escape their work life and relax and distress themselves from all that hustling and bustling in the city. So they go to Dalai Suva to exercise through the track, enjoy the facilities, and immerse themselves in the natural beauty. This is a good thing because it's close to location where it can utilize the people and target potential customers as well. The weakness for these competitors, the prices are high for activities and the site in itself. Second point, due to the star rating, many people assume and become discouraged to go to these sites because they assume that the prices are high. Because of the star rating and awards, people are knowledgeable that the resort is a good place to visit, but they become discouraged knowing the fact that many activities and the prices to stay is high and expensive and vary for many of those features. Third, natural resources vary, so do people's preferences. People prefer to go to a site where all of the things on their checklist check out, and sometimes it doesn't, and that's why people have dissatisfied. This is a disadvantage in itself due to the preferences people must travel, and it leads to the second last point, because if people have their preferences, they want to travel to that distance, and that includes cost and expense in traveling. Last, the eco resorts. Most eco resorts only focus on the environmental side instead of also the cultural importance into the activities. Moving on to our next slide, this is Yolanda speaking also for the marketing plan. Based on our product that we have chosen on ecotourism resorts for our site Ambada Eco Lodge and Village Stay, we have selected market penetration as our site is also a existing product and market. This strategy that we have in place and the plan that we have done up has helped us to improve the site that we have. Since it's already an existing product, we just want to build up on the site, and we have done by increasing the marketing potential and the economical value for our site by using traditional and digital marketing. We have used traditional and digital marketing. Our next slide is marketing strategies. We have taken up 5 marketing strategies, and this is to help captivate our target markets, and our products hope that it reaches the people that we want to reach, our consumers. The first is advertisements on billboards. We want to advertise with go ad advertising, with a bus shelter advertisement, because people sit and wait for 30 minutes for their bus to arrive, so at least they have something to look at and be curious about, therefore enticing people to look at our websites and learn more about us and hopefully become our customers. Second, market penetration and discounts, with the discounts in place such as the weekend discount, which is 150 for 3 days. First day you get a free breakfast with accommodation. Third, updating our features, as mentioned in our SWOT analysis, updating our features such as accommodation into more than just one lodge. We want to increase the feature of the couples feature, such as the Lover's Hut, where it will include 5 small breweries, only enough for 2 people, so they can stay at and enjoy outside. Fourth is partnership. We want to partnership with at least 3 to 4 companies that are in line with our goals to sustain and conserve our rights as Fijians to our natural environment, and also promote our business as they might see as an interesting platform to invest into. The last one is increased promotion on social media platforms, which will be later discussed in our distribution channels, as well as in other marketing such as traditional and digital. The next slide, traditional marketing. It uses traditional ways to advertise, such as magazines and newspapers. This will advertise our ads and promotions for our site, our product. Therefore, it is in recent studies that traditional methods of marketing has become updated but is still effective till this day. The two that we have chosen, newspaper advertising, we have chosen Fiji Sun, as we have an office here. We'll advertise in their Classifields, and this newspaper is Fiji wide. And we are mostly pushing for domestic tourism being our main focus as of late. Second, magazines, we have chosen My Life magazine. The content which reach our target market, such as health and wellness influencers who flocked to new opportunities to engage in these activities. It is seen as the #1 magazine in Fiji. Digital marketing. This is a new age of technology. Therefore, we want to utilize this form of marketing with social media. With social media, it is one of the most influencing things in anybody's daily life here in this modern day. And we want to reach our target market with digital marketing, as it has grown to reach many people, not just domestically but internationally. So the form of social media that we have chosen is Facebook, as it can reach all ages, races, and religions, where we can promote our products, facilities, natural sites, and activities. The second is Instagram, one of the most influencing media platforms out there, as it influences people's lifestyle choices to improve and empower different messages to the public. This will serve as a way to market our site and lastly, for our marketing section, here below we have our Facebook page, our Instagram page. Facebook, you can find us at Ambadha Lodge, or Instagram at Ambadha Lodge _ Village Day FJ, and our email we have Ambadha Lodgings Ecotourism at gmail.com. Moving on to our next slide, we'll be going over the opportunities and the threats. In the opportunities, we can see that there are a lot of opportunities for the villagers for employment. And then second point is that local community could use this form of income in creating a channel to appreciate efforts of the local community in gardening its environment. This can also award the villagers for keeping their natural resources in such a way that it is preserved and conserved, not only just for the flora, but also for the fauna as well. Also, moving on to the next point, looking at the other tourism activities or plans that includes all hands on deck kind of experience. Example, sporting activities, traditional cooking demonstration, traditional massage and spa, and so forth. Next is it enhances the opportunities here. You can enhance the geological features or landscape, such as viewing platforms or buildings to cater larger groups. Also, train the community in matters. Here in this slide, we have potential challenges. These are the challenges we face while implementing the process of our marketing, as well as the planning at Ambadha Lodgings in Lotaka. Along with these challenges, we have also given our solutions. The first point, choosing the right location for the tourism product. We solved this by putting together factors that we wanted in the site and properly chose our product that we wanted. Second, time management in the marketing process as well as the implementation. We solve this by putting together a carefully thought of timetable which will be implemented for our team. In the next slide, we'll continue with our potential challenges. The third point would be educate the villagers on tourism. This was one of the difficulties in our marketing because we had to explain things to them, but we did not know the language. So we had a person on our team who spoke Itoke, so they could learn what happens in tourism, why it happens, and what will be happening in their site. So it was easy to come to terms with some of the things that they could not understand. So we were able to communicate with the villagers. They learned some of the important things about tourism. The next point, publicity on the product. When marketing, having publicity, you must have the right resources, materials, and services so you can publicly advertise your product. This was accomplished by using the distribution channels chosen and available to the market. This product to be chosen as our target market according to the demographics. Next point, cultural aspects, village protocols. It is very important to know the village protocols when you enter a village. With every village comes another law. Therefore, all visitors to the site will be notified beforehand. So we solve this by lastly, we'd like to conclude this presentation. The product will usher forth a path for other ecotourism resorts with natural features and implement other characteristics for this sector to help preserve our beautiful island glory. The many advancements of our modern day will also help our people to better understand how to go about and sustain our natural resources. The innovators' ideas for conservation and sustainable features will help enforce our mission, which is to conserve, sustain, and revitalize culture with the best experience at our site, Ambadar Lodgings and Village Stay here in Lataka, Vinaka.